You don't have to cry to get love. You don't have to cry to get love. Just reach out your arms and ask for love. You don't have to cry to get love. You don't have to war to get peace. You don't have to war to get peace. Just offer to trade something you've made. You don't have to war to get peace. You don't have to cry to get love. You don't have to war to get peace. You don't have to kill to rule hate. You don't have to kill to rule hate. Just put down your arms and say I won't kill. You don't have to kill to rule hate. Don't have to die to be free. You don't have to die to be free. Just reach out with love to you and me. You don't have to die to be free. You don't have to cry to get love. You don't have to war to get peace. You don't have to kill to rule hate.
Good morning, Columbine. I think a lot of us feel slightly discombobulated this morning with the weather and the mud and all that stuff, but welcome to Unity Columbine Spiritual Center, where centered in God, we celebrate a world of harmony, peace, and abundance for all. And today, for the first time, we welcome John Brewster as our guest musician. So please stand and join him in our first joy song.
Good morning, everybody. I am open. I am open. I am open to receive love in you and me. I am open. I am open. I am open to receive the love in you and me. You are open. You are open. You are open to receive the love in you and me. You are open. You are open. You are open to receive the love in you and me. We are open. We are open. We are open to receive the love in you and me. We are open. We are open. We are open to receive the love in you and me. So pretty.
And what a perfect way to welcome up, to receive the children who are probably the purest form of love on the planet. Come on up, children. So Jeannie will tell us a little bit about what they're doing. We will bless them out, and then we will sing our second joy song.
Good morning, Columbine. Come on up, all the kids, and we can call them young adults. All our middle school, high school, anyone that wants to come up can come on up. Yay, awesome, appreciate it. Any teachers that want to come up can do the same thing. Hey, Oken, how are you? Good. Okay, I think we're all here. A couple things. Good, we have our featured family, but I want to just tell you guys real quickly about this. So this is from Spiritual Playdate. It's Kids of Power. Spiritual Playdate is an organization that puts out just absolutely incredible kind of curriculum for Unity, for churches, for counselors, for schools. And we did a special thing with this. They were trying to empower respect in kids again. So we did the challenge in our group downstairs, and we won. So each child gets a backpack. So that's okay. We're glad you're here. You're never late. You're just right on time. So anyways, so today our featured family, we are doing a featured family every week. We just want to get you guys familiar with what children go with what adults. So we have Mila and Vika. So I'm just going to hand the mic over.
Thank you. Good morning, guys. So my name is Mila. This is my daughter, Vika, short for Victoria. We've been coming here for a couple years. My husband doesn't join in, which is fine. It's not his jam. But he usually drops us off. He goes to the local coffee shop, Bruin Market Coffee, catches up on work, which is nice because we don't have to deal with parking. But yeah, we like it. We love the children's program here. And Vika, do you want to say a little bit about yourself?
My name is Vika. My school is called Columbine too, and I'm a cat.
Yeah, she's a cat.
Awesome. Okay, and then today, I don't like standing in front of you guys. If you want to come to the side of me, that would be better, make me feel better. So today we're working on the third unity principle, which is that I create my own reality by the thoughts that I think. So that's what we're working on. So we will, I think that's all.
Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be joy. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now. Y'all sound so pretty.
And now is the time in our service when we turn inward, which in unity we believe is part of how we make the new world. So this is our time for prayer and meditation, which will be led by our prayer chaplain, Lena Perez, after a brief musical introduction by John.
Spirit am I, free of all limits, safe and healed and whole. Spirit am I, free to forgive and free to love the world. Spirit am I. Spirit am I. Free of all limits, safe and healed and whole. Spirit am I. Free to forgive and free to love the world. Spirit am I. Spirit am I. Spirit am I.
We close our eyes and turn our outer gaze inward as we drop into a moment of prayer. We drop into a moment of stillness. We drop into a moment inside our own heart where we discover the truth of who we are. We take a deep breath into our heart space, and as we settle in, we allow ourselves to be in this beautiful moment of alignment. This is a beautiful moment of alignment where we feel the flow of love energy to us, through us, within us, around us. We can settle into the cocoon of this love. We can settle in and know and sense and feel and acknowledge the prayer that bubbles up from our own wisdom. Acknowledge that prayer for yourself, the prayer for peace, the prayer for love, the prayer for joy. We take a deep breath and become the prayer. We become the peace, the love, and the joy. And we send this peace, love, and joy to everyone in our prayer box, on our prayer list. We send this peace, love, and joy into the world. Whomever needs it in this moment receives it. We remember that this life is a blessing, and we are one with all that is. Amen. Let us sit for a moment in the silence. Thank you.
When I woke, I walked outside. The sun was barely breathing. Fresh air and a warm embrace. Only love today. When I sit all by myself and I wonder why, every color has a place. Only love today. When I think too much. On the brink I forgave every road that I've ever paved. Only love today. 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 La-di-da-da-da-dum. La-di-da-da-da-da-da-dum. La-di-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum. Only love. La-di-da-da-da-dum. La-di-da-da-da-da-da-dum. La-di-da-da-da-dum. La-di-da-da-da-dum. When I love, there's no mistake. Miracles await. When I sing to play. Only love today. Only love today.
Thank you, John. It's great to have you here. That was a beautiful song. Wow, I didn't think anybody would be here today because it's raining, and it's a lot more than I expected. Have great expectations, right? Yesterday, I officiated a memorial service here. Someone I hadn't met, I didn't know. And his son had recorded a video of him before he passed. And we played the video at the end of the service here in the sanctuary. And it was sweet. I'd never experienced that before. I never had a video of the person who died in a memorial service. And it was cute because he said, well, I guess if you're seeing this, I'm dead. But, you know, I stood here while it was on. It was only a little over a minute. And everybody in the room was crying. Everybody in the room was tearing, and I had a hard time getting through the rest of the memorial. Thank goodness it was at the end, because I didn't know him, but when I see people cry. So you could feel the love. You could feel love's presence in the room. That's a prayer. That's a prayer, holding that feeling of love. If we say God is love, if we're holding that space, that feeling, that emotion, that knowing that love's presence is all around us, that's a prayer. And I share that with you today because we're talking about Unity's fourth principle today. We're continuing this series on Unity's basic principles. The first one is God is. There's only one power, one presence. There's only one power. Where do we sometimes give power to something outside of that? There's only one power, and it's good, and it's goodness, and it's spirit. And then the second principle, and it's all, first principle still, it's all that. We are one. Second principle, and we are that. We are that. If all there is God, all there is spirit, all there is goodness and love, then we have to be that because we're here. We are that. Whether we're aware of it as just a divine spark or we're aware of it as a blazing campfire, we are that. And then the third principle is our thoughts, our beliefs, our emotions change how we experience life. No matter what we're thinking, it's going to have a ripple effect on how we experience our life. So then the fourth principle has to build on all of these, is we connect with, we align to that part of ourselves with prayer and meditation. And so if we are connecting to or aligning with that one power that we are, that we have all the answers already within us, we just have to get in alignment with them, then that's how we do that, with prayer, with meditation, with consciously aligning with that. Anytime we consciously connect with, or connect even sounds like we're separate, we're not. Align with that part of ourselves that is divine, that part of ourselves that is spiritual, that part of ourselves that is pure love. That's prayer. It can use words, and words are powerful. Anyone who's ever been hurt by something someone said knows the power of those words. Anyone who's ever been lifted up by somebody's words knows the power of those words and how words stay with us. So words are powerful. But words in prayer are there to get us in the right mindset, to get us in the right feeling tone, to get us to the right vibrational frequency so that we can align with that and know our power, which is within us, not somewhere outside of us. In Unity, we teach, and I believe this, that we don't pray to a God outside of us. We don't pray, we don't beg, we don't beseech. We pray from an awareness of the divine that we are. There's our power. That's our power. And I love Eric Butterworth says, someone would say, well, where does God come in? Well, God doesn't come in because God never left. If God is all there is, God, spirit, divine mind, whatever you want to call it, is already there. And if God is pure presence, any answer we seek is already present. It's already there within us. We just haven't become aware of it yet. It requires faith. But you see how they all work together. If we're going to pray to align with that part of ourselves, we have to first know that that part of ourselves is good. One, we have to know that that's us. We have to know that what we think and what we believe and what we feel is going to change our experience. We have to have faith in that. And then we can align with it. We align with it. It's astonishing. It's astonishment. Richard Rohr says that prayer is an experience. It's not something we do, it's something we be. It's something we are. As the Apostle Paul says, pray without ceasing means stay in that frame of mind. Stay in that state of love. Whatever reminders you need, I have a red thread. It's been on my wrist since July. Stay in that place. Go inside and know for yourself. Go inside and feel that. And it takes practice. It doesn't come naturally, usually. It takes practice. and requires faith. Believe that it's possible is half the battle. So I want to invite someone up here to share a story about prayer and faith. To him, it's James Stahlcup, who is a licensed practitioner with Center for Spiritual Living, and James has a story to share. So come on up, James.
Thank you. Good morning. So some 20 years ago, I was working with a prayer practitioner and taking a class at Mile High Church. And at the beginning of 1 week, I met with this practitioner, and she was working with me about hating myself and distrusting faith. And at the end of the session, she prayed me out, and it was this rock star prayer. At one point, I started crying, and a little door opened up inside of me. And I didn't quite know what the door was, but I knew it was associated with hating myself and distrusting faith. Later on that week, I was in the class, and it's the foundations class, the first class in the 6-class curriculum for living curriculum they have there at Mile High Church. And I was sitting in class, and Reverend Cynthia James was talking about faith. And this Charlie Brown teacher thing, rah, 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 faith. Rah, 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 faith. I was so checked out. And I got my courage up, and I raised my hand, and I said, I think I'm having a crisis in faith. And Reverend Cynthia walked off the stage and walks down the aisle right next to me. And she says, would you please stand up? And I kind of freak out. I'm looking around and I say, okay. And I stand up and she says, may I please hold your hands? Once again, okay. And I'm holding her hands, and like I'm a foot taller than she is, and I look down, and there is this beam of light, of presence and power, and her energy field filled up the room. And she looked me right in the eyes, and she said, I'll hold faith for you as you walk towards it. And I start crying. And something crumbles inside of me. And she hugs me, and I sit back down, and I kind of bow my head down, and I realize what crumbled was me hating myself. What crumbled was me distrusting faith. At that point in time, I had a daily spiritual practice. I was meditating, but I wasn't praying much. And I remember Dr. Patty from Mile High Church talking about how when you pray for yourself, pray out loud. And I started doing that in my daily spiritual practice. I started praying for myself. And I prayed for that hate to soften. And I prayed for the ability to have faith. And I realized pretty quickly that the prayer from the practitioner and the stand that Reverend Cynthia took for me and my daily spiritual practice where I was praying for myself all melded together. And what started happening was I started falling in love with myself. And I started noticing that faith came from inside of me. It didn't have anything to do with that childhood experience in religion that was outside of me. And those seeds that I planted and Reverend Cynthia planted and that practitioner planted started blooming, started flowering, And I started loving myself. And I started having faith. Thank you.
Thanks, James. It's a beautiful story. Faith. Where are we putting our faith? What are we putting our faith in? Vitally important to how we're going to pray or how we're going to use prayer in our lives. I was at a Mary Magdalene retreat in July, and Megan Watterson was facilitating. She wrote Mary Magdalene Revealed, and she was doing some prayers, and it sounded like unity prayers. And people kept coming up to, so she would have a microphone, so there was 100 people probably in the room, and she had a microphone so people could come up and share comments, and everybody that was coming up was just bawling, crying, because they had never heard words like this before. They had never heard that they had the power within them. They had never heard anything affirming their goodness. And it resonated with them. You know it when somebody says something that is true. You know it when you say it out loud to yourself, when it's a truth statement. This one woman said, or Megan had mentioned that she was working on a prayer book, and this prayer book is going to come out. And I'm thinking, should I get up there and tell them about unity? And no, it's not my place at that time. Did not feel like my place. But I went up to that young woman who was saying, I don't know if I can wait 2 years for your next book to come out. And I went up to her and gave her my business card and said, check out Daily Word. Check out Silent Unity. Check out unity.org. Because we have prayer tools. We have people who will pray with you 24/7. Unity, Silent Unity is just now going back to doing 24/7. During the pandemic, they weren't doing the evenings. 24/7 prayers available to anybody that wants to call in. Daily Word, affirmative prayer every day for years, 20 years I've been in Unity. Get Daily Word every day. I get an email. It's affirming. It's affirming who I am. It's affirming who we are as divine beings, that we have this power within us. And in Unity, that's the prayer that we use, not begging and beseeching and asking. Asking in the Bible actually means claiming. And so I had a Unity minister that when I was taking SEE classes at Unity Village, all of his prayers would start with, I claim and affirm. I claim and affirm. We have to claim it for ourselves. It's all there. Claim the good. You hear the saying that, oh, I'm doing this for good. I'm done with him for good. I'm done with that for good. For good doesn't mean forever. It means for my good. So we affirm things, people, ourselves for our good. We affirm our wholeness. We affirm our health. We affirm our power. We affirm that the answers that we seek are already within us. We're just not aware of them yet. Just not aware of them yet. And praying for others is really important. We have 20 prayer chaplains. 20. I couldn't believe it. 20. If you're a prayer chaplain, will you please stand? Let's see how. I don't know how many are here today, but they pray with this community. They hold sacred space. They pray without ceasing for this community. Holding this community in love, holding this community in prosperity, holding this community in goodness and blessings, and they're amazing. And we have this available to all of you anytime. Anytime. I was watching a little video yesterday of Greg Braden, who's into science and spirituality. Probably many of you have heard the name before. And he talked about how anything that is whole or unified and then disperses, those particles may be physically separate, but energetically they're still connected. They're still one. And so they say that with the Big Bang, that's what happened. We were all together. We were all unified. We were all one. And then the Big Bang and all these particles were separated, but energetically, we're still one. We're still one. That's why when we pray for someone, it works. We can hold them. And when somebody says, "Will you pray with me?" They don't want you to get into the worry that they're in. They want you to see the good in them. They want to see the strength in them. They want you to see the God in them, the power in them. And so if we're not in that place, when we go to pray with someone, we need to get ourselves there first. We need to lift ourselves up. And our prayer chaplains are very well trained and know how to do this really well, really well. They can pray with you after service, anytime, sending emails. The ancients, Greg Braden says in this video, that the ancients said feelings were a prayer. That if you hold a thought of peace and you hold that as long as you can, you send that vibrational frequency out into the universe. And other people pick up on it because of our oneness, because of our, he called it entanglement. That's why praying for others works, but we hold these feelings. Like yesterday in the memorial service, this feeling of love, that was a prayer. We were all aware of this presence. And so we want to hold on to those feelings as long as we can, keep our vibration high. It's not always easy to do. The world will pull us out of it so easily. So we have to practice. We have to practice. I've been following this 5 Principles series with the Lazarus Blueprint, which is a 6-step process to healing and inner peace. And I love how it's kind of flowing with the principles. So the first one was turn away, don't focus on the problem. Await readiness. The second one was remove the stone, remove the obstacle, whatever is standing in your way of knowing who you are as a spiritual being, remove that. The third was having great expectations. Expect the best. What we focus on, what we put our expectations on is what we're going to experience, mostly. And the fourth one, and this is all following the story of the rising of Lazarus from the dead in the scriptures. The fourth one is Jesus looked upward and said, "Father, I thank you for having heard me. I know that you always hear me." Now, Jesus looked up. He didn't look at the cave. He didn't look at the stone in front of the cave. He didn't look into the cave and see a dead body. He looked up. He got a bird's eye view. He got the big picture. He got to see all the possibilities that there were for this situation. we need to do that too. Don't look at something from just what we're seeing on the surface level. Look at it from a higher level. Look at it from a deeper level. Go within. It's Richard Rohr. Go within. Go inside and know for yourself. Go inside and know for yourself. Deeper, higher, whatever word works for you. See the big picture, all the possibilities. Father, I thank you for having heard me. I know you always hear me. Thanks in advance is a tremendous prayer. Requires faith. Thanks in advance of anything happening is a prayer in itself. Being in a state of gratitude is a prayer. Being in this feeling place of thank you, before anything happens. Saying thank you is wonderful after we receive something, but saying thank you before is faith. It's a prayer. It's a state of mind. And what we appreciate appreciates. What we're grateful for seems to expand. And so be grateful for your healing when you're not yet healed. Upfront thanks. Gratitude. It's a beautiful, beautiful experience when we feel it, when we know it, when we hear truth and know it to be true for us, when we can claim our power, when we can claim our goodness, claim that we are loved, we are love itself. It's a prayer. Prayer. And so we use prayer and meditation to align with that part of ourselves. That's how we do it. That's the tool we use. Affirmations, denials. A denial is denying that anything unlike love or anything unlike wisdom or anything unlike anything that is not in alignment with God, with Spirit, has no power over us. And so we release it. And then we fill it with the love. We fill it with the wisdom, with the joy, with the peace. We're invited to do this ceasingly, always. And be astonished when you have this experience, when you feel that love. This life is amazing. In spite of all its challenges, that all of us have human challenges. And all of us can look upward. All of us are invited to look deeper, no matter what's going on. Use that tool. Prayer, meditation, whatever works for you. Are you ready to pray? Yes. That way, affirmatively. I'm going to end with a meditation, a little prayer that Ellen Davenport has in her book, The 5 Principles. I invite you to just take these words in. In the stillness of my heart, I turn to God within. In my heart, I know my oneness with the divine. In my heart, I fear nothing, want nothing, lack nothing. In my heart, I rest in the awareness of God's unyielding presence, and I take pleasure in our communion. My soul is the divine. My higher self is my access to God, the Christ in me. I am an opening for God on the earth, and I let divine light and love flow through me into the world. I surrender to this knowing, to this purpose, and to the blessings that flood my being as I allow the flow of Spirit in and through me. You are that. You are that. Align with it. Align with it anytime you remember to align with it. Align with it. Namaste. Peace be with you.
This is a song called Take All the Time You Need. Take all the time you need. Take all the time you need. Welcome your enemies. Take all the time you need. You're buried underneath all the rivers, rocks, and trees. I'm water when you need sunshine, sunshine. Hey, you're still you. There's nothing real that's touched. You are enough. Today, you are enough. Take all the time you need to color and believe. La da da da, la da da da, da. And I'm drifting off to sleep. Some Uber shifts this week. I'm here and listening from moons away. Hey, you're still you. There's nothing real that's touched. You are enough. Today, you are enough. And without the sun's exposure, my insides turn to steel. But out the door is sunlight, sunlight, oh so real. But out the door is sunlight, oh sunlight, ooh, it's real. If you want to sing along, feel free. It just goes, take all the time you need. 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 Sounds great. Take all the time you need. Take all the time you need. Take all the time you need. Take all the time. Take all the time. Take all the time. Take all the time. Take all the time you need. 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 Take all the time you need.
John, thanks a million. Your words, your versatility. I imagine you're a songwriter along with everything else. So guitarist, piano player, whatever you call this. creating a backing track as you play, or
This is AI.
no. This is John I. Yeah. Thank you so much. You've really enhanced our service today. Thank you. So this is the time in our service to turn to a little bit more prosaic things after a fantastic message and sharing and music and prayer. And so I invite you to state our purpose statement along with me. We commit to increasing our spiritual awareness, diversifying our community, manifesting our highest potential, and positively impacting the world. And right now, we invite you to impact Columbine with your financial giving. There are many ways, as you all know, that we create abundance here. And this is a time where we get kind of prosaic, like I said, with let's pay the light bill, let's pay different things, let's keep this community thriving. So there are many ways for you to give financially. You see them up on the screen there. One of the ways is as we pass the offering bags through the sanctuary. And I do invite you to just bless the bags as they pass you. But let's say our offering blessing together. God's love has always met and will always meet all my needs. I give freely, I receive abundantly, and I am grateful. And as the bags move through the sanctuary, let's turn and give a wave to our online viewers. We're so grateful that you can join us here and experience this. And if you're here for the first time or back again after a long absence, we welcome you in 3D. And we invite you to join us in Foss Hall afterwards. And John will be out in the foyer for you to have a word with him and just share with him your thoughts and your gratitude for his being here today. So let's start with our community news. We have a call for artists. And Lisa, would you just stand up real quickly, please? Lisa Tusignan is our... Thank you, is our art show guru, and she's here today, so if you have questions about that. But we have this beautiful event coming up on November 9th and 10th, and this is a time for artists in our community to show their creativity. So you can display only, you can sell items, you can do both, but please get in touch with Lisa for details on that. And it's free for you as an artist to ask for a table. We do ask that you consider a 10% tithe if you do sell items. But this is just a way for you to really share your creativity with the community. Details are in your Thursday email update. Our fall program, small group book study, starts soon. There are a few groups that still have space available, so those were all still listed in your Thursday email update. I will have my laptop in Foss Hall. If anyone needs help signing up for that, feel free to come and find me. And our annual fundraiser is Saturday night. So today is a fantastic day to buy your ticket if you've not already done that. As we've said to you several times, creatively and more directly, we want to know how many people will be there. We don't want to say to someone, "Ooh, sorry, we ran out of food. You're on your own." So please let us know if you intend to be there. And if you are not able to be there, but you'd love to gift an angel ticket, we always invite that. And if you would love to be there and would like to request an angel ticket, please speak to me or someone else on staff about that. We really want to make this a joyous celebration for everyone. And then your Board of Trustees meets today after the service, not immediately after. They'll be in Foss Hall. And so please share your thoughts with them. And we do always want to know compliments. They really, you may have no idea all the stuff they do in the background. So maybe just ask them something that they've done recently. But if you are a member of the current Board of Trustees, will you please stand up? And Michael's hiding out in the back. And you have no idea how many times during the week these people come in and get stuff done here. So we're very grateful for that. And beautifully, beautiful segue into the prayer chaplain statement for today. Who are our prayer chaplains? Deb and Gretchen, thank you so much for being here. Carolyn, sorry. Get myself a little confused at times. And as Sue so beautifully said, we are rich with prayer chaplains, so we're very grateful for that. And now let's stand for our peace song and prayer for protection.